back to another episode of Simply Complicated Chats. I am your host, Tanisha Marie, and today we're having another car talk because my laptop is still down and I'm so upset about this, okay? But it's my fault, so I can't be mad at nobody but me. But it's just a lot of shit going on. So, we're going to work with what we got and keep on pushing because that's just what we do. And how y'all feeling? Right, let's touch base there. How y'all feeling? What y'all got going on? What has the week been like? What has the last couple of weeks been like? We are officially in June. Like, this is the first Tuesday of June. June started yesterday. Like, for it to start on a Monday, it feels refreshing. It feels like June's gonna be a money making month, like dead ass. And I just feel like I'm doing amazing. I'm feeling great. We're going to see how this goes. The kids are out for summer, like, well, they're not out for summer school, but they're out for summer break. Um, I am homeschooling next year. I have come to that decision. It is official. I'm not sending them back to school next year. They are homeschooling. And fingers crossed, their father has told me that he's going to keep them for 2 months when I go up there in July. Fingers crossed. We all know. Y'all hear how much I talk about this man and his lies. So he didn't tell the kids, but he told me. So fingers crossed that that game plan sticks. Okay, let me not piss him off with anything that I have to do in the next couple weeks, because I should be taking him his son by the second week of July. Okay, well, all three of his sons, because he getting all three of their ass. They got to get the fuck out. If I can get a 2 month break, no kids. Oh my God, do y'all know the rest I will get? First off, let's start there with the rest. But the amount of things I will be able to accomplish if I don't have to stop and yell at a kid, like for 2 months, I think I fuck around and lose my mind. I think I fuck around and lose my mind. Okay, I'm gonna miss the shit out of my kids, but I think I fuck around and lose my mind. Amanda, you know what? I can't even make him tell the kids because he don't give a fuck about lying to them either. He don't give a fuck about lying to them either. He done promised this boy a damn PlayStation 5 2 years ago and he still ain't got it. Now I'm over here fucking scrambling my brain to buy a PlayStation 5, but they don't deserve it. So that's the only reason why I haven't gotten it in these last 2 years. But the fact that he told them, you don't do shit. You could have been got it. But yeah, so off of deadbeats because he's not even of importance tonight. I just wanted to throw that out there because he shocked the shit out of me when he told me. I was like, clutching my pearls. We'll love to see the day that happens. I'm not even going to get myself worked up because, yeah, it's going to be a hit or miss. But tonight, I got a topic that I want to talk about with y'all that I have found myself in so many times. And it wasn't, I can't even say so many times, but for so long, I found myself in this situation. And that's getting into a relationship and being so connected with this person that I forget that I am an individual, right? I know how nurturing I am, how I care for people, how I protect those that belong to me or that I feel belong to me. If you're a part of my circle, you are one of my Sims. You belong to me. So therefore, I'm very protective. I'm very with your new friends. Like I'm one of those people. I side eye everybody. I don't be mean or rude, but you're definitely gonna get a side eye. Like I'm gonna be watching you. I'm very observant, right? But when it comes to being in a relationship, I am I think I overcompensate with being aware of what my partner needs, that I try to meet those needs before they're requested, if if you guys understand that. um and I think that so much, one, that shit comes from childhood trauma. Let's start there. Two, it is a coping mechanism with people pleasing, because that's really all it is. It's me trying to fill a void for others that weren't filled for myself growing up, in relationships and just in life in general. So I make sure that others never have a need for me because I feel like I meet those needs before they're even needed, right? With that, being in a relationship, I feel like I put myself on a line at risk to be lost, because if I'm trying to meet your needs before you need me, that means I'm paying too much attention to you. That means that I'm giving you too much. I'm too hyper focused on what it is that you need, what it is that you want, how you maneuver, like things that make your world go round. I've overcompensated myself, and I'm taking away from me and the things that I should be giving me to give to you. In this relationship, thank God I have not found myself doing that. Um, I think the one thing with this relationship is we've literally been together since day one. Like the very first time we linked, like on a date, and that man came and spent the night at my house for the weekend. Yeah, I didn't let him go after that. Like I was like, hey, you could just stay, you know. I haven't let this man go anywhere. And that was me. That was really all me. But like he knows, it was never forced. It was never pushed. Like if he ever wanted to leave, by all means, baby, go ahead. But it was a mutual understanding between the two of us that we was rocking with each other so hard from jump. That is that Black Widow relationship. Get them claws in. Oh yes, yes, Amanda. It's crazy. I definitely call myself the Black Widow, which is diabolical because after she mates with the man, she kills him. It sounds very much like me. So yeah, you know what? We just Amanda. Why do you be knowing me so well? Okay, this is not funny anymore. No, we are sisters for sure. Like, but yeah. So it's like we've been attached at the hip since day one. And I love that. This last week, though, we work together and everything. So this last week, I haven't gone to work because I've had some things going on at home. And I've been taking him to work, or he'll drop me off and do what I need to do. But it's like we've been separated. So now I'm back to getting those phone calls that I used to get before we like got to this point, like when we were just talking and flirting around the office and shit and talking throughout the day. It's back to those phone calls like, hey, what you doing? Hey, I miss you. Why you ain't call me? Why you ain't text me? Like shit like that. And it's so cute because I just be like, dude, you act like you're not coming back home to me tonight. But at the same time, I get it. I understand. But the one thing I love is that we aren't really pressed to separate ourselves and do other things, but at the same time there's not a need for us to be together all the time. My best friend, well, one of my close friends here in Arizona, her fiance just threw her a surprise party. So with him throwing it, I'm thinking it's going to be men there. So I'm like, hey babe, come with me to this party. Woo woo, my friend's fiance is throwing it for her. He told me to come through, get there, and my friend's niece is a lesbian, so majority of her friends are other lesbian couples. This man looked at me and said, it's a lot of strap-ons in this party. And I like to have died. Okay, I like to have died because one, I was not expecting the lesbian couples to really be in attendance because these are not my friend's friends. These are her niece's friends, which her niece is around the same age as us. So we've all hung out before, but I wasn't expecting them to be there. I was really expecting it to be like a co-ed little thing. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So in the midst of that, I'm like, all right, well, you ready to go? Because I had some other stuff that I needed to do anyway. And I'm like, we can get out of here. I just wanted to stop through, see my girl. It was her birthday. Just chill with her for a minute because I hadn't seen her. It's been like a month or so since I had seen her. So I'm like, I just wanted to kick it. She didn't want me to leave. So she tells him, like, you could just leave her. Like, we'll make sure she gets home. Or you can come back and get her, whichever one you want to do. But just leave her. So he leaves and goes and does what he needs to do. I stay and hang out. And, there was no problem. Like, it wasn't no, oh, you're not going to come with me. No, oh, you just want to sit here and hang out with your friends and be right. It was no problem. And I think that's what I'm used to dealing with men is like when I want to do shit with my friends, men want to be so controlling. They want to keep you glued to the hip, don't want nobody looking at you, don't want nobody smiling in your face. And I just find that in relationships like that, whether you are a man or a woman, if your partner is controlling and they don't want you to have a life outside of them, run. Run far, far the fuck away. Get the fuck away from them expeditiously because they are no good for you. A person that understands that we as humans grow with interaction with other adults or other humans, no matter what sex they are, no matter what the relationship standard is, a person who understands that will never block that. Their insecurities won't show up in a way that it's affecting your growth as a person. Because holding somebody captive in the house away from society is detrimental. It stops your growth. It stops your want for more. It just literally puts you in a box and it makes you feel so shitty. And I can say from experience, I've been there. Literally with the boy's dad, that man, I honestly don't even understand how I allowed this to happen. But that man slowly isolated me from my entire family, friends, and everything. And I don't, I can't really say that he did it with intention because the man ain't that smart. Like to do that to me, to manipulate me that much, no. But I was that much in love that I was willing to give up any and everything for him. That's where the problem came in at. And he knew that. So I fell out with my mom. I fell out with my sister. And none of this was because of him, but it all had something to do with the surrounding issues of what was going on in life at that time. So slowly I was isolated from everybody. Yes, the shit is crazy. We moved. If you are from Illinois, Indiana, the Midwest area, Indiana and Illinois are fucking sisters. So we can just cross the border and go into one and come back and all that good shit, right? Where I stayed at. So I'm originally from Illinois. We moved across the border to Gary. And where we stayed at in Gary was literally like if we went downtown Chicago across Lake Michigan, it's Indiana. Like we all share the border of Lake Michigan. So we lived on the other side of Lake Michigan in Indiana. So coming from the suburbs of where I stayed at, that shit is in fucking Timbuktu, right? But fuck Egypt. Like a 45-minute drive from everybody. We didn't have a car because my car got totaled. I was pregnant and I had 4 kids already. So this man had me out in the middle of no fucking where with all my kids, him, his brother, his niece, and that was it. When I tell you that was the most detrimental thing to my mental ever, the most detrimental thing to my mental ever. Like, and then on top of that, I was pregnant and I didn't want to be. I so did not want to be pregnant. The twins were only 9 months. They hadn't even turned one yet. This man was mentally, physically, and emotionally abusive, and I was pregnant. So it was just so much going on in that time. And, growing up and watching movies and TV shows of girls going through domestic violence situations, you never really understand how they allowed that to happen. You never like, and I was never a person to say that shit can't happen to me, because I don't care how strong you are, shit will just happen to you. Okay, without your consent, without your acceptance of it, without any fucking knowledge that it's taking place, shit will just happen to you. So I really had, when I was in the shit, I didn't realize what was taking place, because this was my first experience ever with it. When I really realized, and it wasn't until I had my son that I really realized what was going on, because I was really able to sit down. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been running around all day. But I was really able to sit down and evaluate everything that was going on. Like within that year, everything that had transpired from the time of us moving out there, me having my son, just everything. I was just so focused on trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong here, right? And it really comes down to people being insecure. And not only being insecure, but not acknowledging that they themselves need help, or they need to do some changing. Because the thing about it is, you don't have to go. I don't feel like people have to go through two therapists to figure out their bullshit. Like, if you really just sit down and pay attention to life and look at others and really hear people and listen to the way that people speak from their experiences and things like that, we could really learn from each other. But that's the one thing that fucks us up as a fucking unit of people. Nobody feels like they can learn from anybody else. But y'all will pay for courses, y'all will pay for classes, y'all will pay for motherfucking gurus. People will really put in money and work into paying these people that sit and study these things, but you won't sit and listen to the people that have experienced these things. And I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. Y'all know that is my motto. I do not talk about shit I don't have experience on. One, because I feel like experience is the best fucking teacher. There's no way around that. Experience is the best fucking teacher. If you have not gone through some shit, I don't give a fuck how much learning you've done on it. I don't give a fuck how much reading you've done on it. If you have not physically experienced it, or emotionally or mentally experienced it, to really have to understand how to maneuver yourself out of that situation and make it back to the other side that's safe, that's that relaxes your nervous system, or at least allows you to fucking breathe. I don't feel like you can tell me how to do some shit if you've never experienced it. I don't want to hear what you read in a book. I don't want to hear what somebody else told you. Tell them, come tell me. If they went through it, let them tell me. Because I don't feel like if you have not experienced it, that you really, like, I I view things from two point of views: emotional and logic, right? So with everything, there's always an emotion attached to it. And with everything, there's always some logic attached to it, because it has to make sense, right? So I'm very big on balance. And the craziest shit with me is I literally live my life on like the yin yang sphere of life. Like, this is the positive stuff. This is the good stuff. This is the stuff we need. This is the bad stuff. This is the stuff that we don't need. This is the stuff we need to remove. That's how I live my life. And I break every aspect of life down into two sections. So no matter what's going on, you're going to have good or bad, pros, cons, highs, lows. Get it? All right, bet. So with that, when it comes to personality, you have emotional you have logic you. When it comes to creating who you are as a person, you have the way you are when your emotions control you, and then you have the way you are when you're logically thinking and you're focused and you are intentional about what's going on, right? You're not emotional. Me being who I am, I automatically tap into my emotions when things happen. That's first and foremost. I'm honestly trying to get myself to a point where I am more logical beforehand than emotional, because I had to learn how to shake myself out of the emotions. And I say that because when you think with your emotions or you make decisions in your emotions, sometimes they're not always logical. Like, we do a lot of shit in the heat of the moment because we're emotional, not thinking, not really realizing, not being intentional. Like, there was no focus. You just moved. Like, based off how you felt, you just moved. And that's not the way that life should be lived. You should not just be moving based on how you're feeling because you feel something different every day. That's just like saying falling in love with somebody. You love them today because everything's going perfect, but tomorrow you wake up and you're not feeling them for whatever reason. You just don't love them no more. You just let them go. Like, is that what we're doing? Is that how life is happening for you all? Because that's not how I want to live my life. That's not how I even want to entertain people. I don't want to feel like your emotions are going to be the downfall of us because you don't know how to control them, or you don't understand them enough to process them, see what triggered them, and fix it however you need to fix it. Because the thing about it is, no matter what emotion we're feeling, life is going to continue. And not only is life going to continue, but it's going to continue in the longer it takes you to get control of your emotions and understand what things are and what we're capable of as human beings, the longer it takes, the harder it's going to get. And that's just being 100% honest. And again, speaking from experience, because I had to go through those motions of constantly making mistakes, constantly learning the same life lessons because I wasn't paying attention to the signs and the things that I was going through prior to, and I was constantly acting out of emotion versus logic. And when I realized that and I flipped that switch and I started acting out of more logic, and I sat and I listened to people, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm in a space where I want to listen. I don't want to talk much anymore. And that's come within the last month. Like, literally, that's come within the last month. And a lot of that is because me and TJ be arguing so much. We don't even be arguing, but we get into little disputes throughout the days because I'm inquisitive, and it shows within my kids. Malachi, bookworm, baby asks a million questions every day, all day, okay? And he got that shit from his mama, legit, because I'm asking questions. You say something and that shit don't sound right, I need you to explain. I need you to go into detail. I need that some way, somehow, from a different angle, whatever the fuck you got to do to give it to me the way that I'm going to understand it. I need you to do that. So therefore, I'm going to ask you questions because I need you to break this down in terms that I understand, so that I'm hearing every word you're saying clearly, and I can ask you, so you meant this like this, or you meant this like that, because that's going to tell me how I need to react. Okay. But he hates that shit. He feels like I'm interrupting him. He feels like I just don't know how to shut the fuck up and I'm always being argumentative. Me, no. But now I'm getting to a point where, you know what? Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And then what? He's going to want me to talk. And then what? I'm going to be the stubborn asshole that I am, possibly. I'm going to sit there and make him wait for it, because that's just me, and I'm an ass. I don't claim to be anything else, so fuck it, why not, right? Um, but I love that even with us spending so much time together, we aren't attached to each other, where it's like my judgment is clouded by anything that we have going on. Like, I'm really in a safe space with myself right now, and I think that's where a lot of people pleasing comes from, is when you aren't safe within yourself. You overcompensate with other people because you don't want them to feel like you don't care. Me, right now, I'm in a season where I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you know if I care. I don't give a fuck if you don't know that I care. I really just don't give a fuck. And it's not in a bad way that I don't give a fuck. It's in a I got shit to do and I got shit to focus on. So therefore I cannot give a fuck about what you got going on, because if I put your shit on my plate, then who's gonna take my shit off my plate? Cause you ain't gonna take my shit off my plate, and I just took your shit off your plate. Your plate clear, or at least half full. So yeah, that's just not. I'm not in the season where that works for me, and I love that I'm intentional about realizing that, so I don't allow anything to detour me from where I need to be. Now, what I will say is I need to get my shit together because I be slacking. Yes, for shit show. I be slacking on my own shit, and it has nothing to do with anybody else, or nothing like that. It's mainly just lifing and me really trying to grasp a hold of everything and really tap into my gifts and what I am capable of doing. It's amazing because with this job, I love that me and my boyfriend work together, because where I slack, I swear he picks up so much. Um, but his motivation behind it is like I'm I'm not trying to leave the company. That's not my intention. But I know I have to go and find something more stable for me in the way that I like to spend money. But what I'm trying to do is convert the talents and gifts that I do have into a need for this job. So my boss had gave me a task to create a day one orientation manual for the job. Me being who I am and how my brain works and how I love Chat GPT, me and Chat have created a 3 volume systems manual for this business. Okay. So once I get my computer back up and running, well, get my charger, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to put this manual together. And I got positioned to teach the new hires, right? So so that's what I'm going to do eventually. I'm being stalked. Hi. No. Somebody just walked in the house.
Yeah, and walked out, and I said, "Babe, babe," and nobody answered.
Is the kids outside?
Didn't you just say the kids was
Not
home?
our kids, Heaven and Cortez.
Yeah.
It was probably one of them. Okay. I was gonna say, what the hell? Talking about, did I walk in the house? Hell no, I've been right here. But I love that he support. Like when I first told our boss that I wanted an admin position in the company, he supported me. At the same time, he was just like, you're gonna have to really show and prove what you could do. Like motherfuckers don't know you like I know you. Like ain't nobody got to know you the way that I know you and how your brain works and the shit that you're really capable of doing. So with that, it was really a confidence boost because it was like he really don't know what I can do either. But he know, like he done seen shit. Like he done heard, he sees things that I've had my hands in before. So with that, I'm just like, all right, cool. Then the position, well, not the position, the opportunity presented itself for me to do this. And I'm just like, all right, God, whatever you're telling me to do, go ahead. Because obviously you don't want me to leave this job. You don't, because that he knows that's my biggest thing. I just need something with more stable income. And if I can swap over from a 1099 employee working for commission to being on payroll, I'm cool with that. Like I got my own, and I don't even want to be on payroll. I really want to 1099 contract myself to him as a consultant agent because I have my own consulting company. Like this is what I do. I I'm really that bitch. This is what I do. Like that's how my brain works. That's the things that my brain does. So last night I set up and I created this system for business and marketing and sales and the whole nine for that. And then I also created a relationship coaching system, right? And it was just so beautiful to me because when I look at it, that's literally the balance of my life: emotions, logic. Like, if shit's not coming around in a full 360 circle right now, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm really understanding that I'm every position that I'm in right now, I'm supposed to be here. Like, this is what's supposed to be happening. So I know that I'm doing something right, and that the way that I love on myself enough to not overcompensate with other people is more than amazing. Like, I just, this feeling is like at an all-time high. I have not felt like this in I don't know how long, if I've ever felt like this, if I'm being honest. Like, the joy that I really have for loving myself right now and really pouring into me and really caring about me and being intentional with myself to the point where I don't overdo my part in other people's lives, because that shit used to drain me. Like, to constantly try to be on top of somebody else, and making sure they're good and making sure they're this and making sure this is going well for them and all this other shit, when they aren't giving you that back, that shit is draining as fuck. And I say that because I've gone through it, I've experienced it, and I know, like, firsthand how draining it can be, because I'm constantly checking on you. I'm constantly asking you if you ate. I'm constantly asking you if you need something. I'm constantly doing this. I'm constantly doing that. One, I feel used. I feel unappreciated. I feel taken advantage of. I feel like I'm only here for services. Like, I'm here to serve you. That is not the case. Two, I feel like the moment that I stop doing will be the moment that you no longer need me. So when you come to those two realities of what it really is when you overcompensate and you overdo for people, like, you're really heavy on the people pleasing, it's really is very detrimental, because now not only is this person hurting you, but you're helping them. You're giving them the scissors to cut your limbs off. You're giving them the ammo to shoot you. Like, you're literally giving them everything they need to hurt you, because you're giving so much of yourself away. And I really, like, being in that relationship really taught me how to be selfish with myself. Not so much as to the point where I'm not caring for this man, or I don't care for any man that I deal with, but enough where I'm not stepping on his toes or what the fuck he need to do for him. You're a grown man. I'm not going to sit here and force you to do anything. I'm not going to sit here and make you do anything. And I'm not going to sit here and do it for you if I see you're not putting forth effort to take care of it yourself. Now, if you ask me for my help, you got it. And this goes for anybody in my life. Like, if I see that you're willing to help yourself, by all means, I'm going to help you. But if I see that you're just a person that's consistently with your hand out and you always need something and you don't have shit for other people, I don't have nothing for you. And that's not even to feel bad about. That's not for me to get down on myself because I can't help you. I won't help you. Like, that's the choice. I won't help you if I feel like you're not helping yourself. Because then you're going to ultimately start draining. And I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm cool off of that. Like, it just does not even go with the plan of my life. If we're being honest, like, it just does not go well. So I'm really learning to humbly say fuck people and stick to what it is that I know I need, and get as much as I give. Like, that's the biggest thing with me right now, is to really understand that I have so much to give people that I really cannot afford to surround myself with people other than those who make sure that I can afford that they can afford to give me back what I give them. Like, that's the dead ass truth. It's so serious. It's just what it really is understanding that this is my life. I get to do what I want. I get to interact with whom I want, and I get to create this world that surrounds me, that nourishes and flourishes me. Like, this, that is the sole purpose of my life, is to nourish and flourish me. Like, that's what's supposed to be happening here. I'm really supposed to be taking care of me. Now, if somebody else comes along and they want to help, by all means, you extend the hand, you help. I extend a hand, I help you. But that does not mean that I have to lose myself in being your woman. I don't have to lose myself in being your partner. I don't have to lose myself in being your friend, your sister, your daughter. I don't have to lose myself being things for other people. That's even just like being a parent. A lot of us have lost ourselves in being a parent. Y'all might not admit it for no fucking relationship. Yeah, whatever. That's you. But even being a parent and losing yourself, especially us mothers, like, I know fathers go through their changes too, but as a mother that had to go through the transition of bringing this child earthside, your emotions are out of whack, your hormones are out of whack, your body is not the same. There's so many things that we go through as women when it comes to bringing a child to earth, that we lose ourselves. Damn well, you lost yourself. I guarantee you, in the first 6 months of the pregnancy, you no longer seen you. Your hair was different, your cheeks a little fatter, your waist a little wider. Like, there's a lot that changes with in such a small amount of time, that it's just like, damn, where did I go? Where did I go? How do I get back to who I used to be? But the thing we have to understand is there's nothing wrong with growth and elevation. It may not be pretty. It may be the ugliest thing that you see, but I guarantee you, as long as you stay disciplined, stay focused, and stay doing the work that you need to do, one, not only will you find yourself again, you will find a new and improved version, a more knowledgeable version, a more aware of version. Oh, version. I don't know what's with me tonight, y'all. I can't talk. That's how tired I am. See, it's been a long day. I've been outside in this car in this heat all day. But just really, understanding who you are and what you deserve, and knowing what you can do for yourself and what you choose to do for other people. You got to put a tax, you got to put a price on you. Okay. And you got to add tax to that motherfucker. And I'm not saying a real number, but what I'm saying is make people stand on reciprocating the bare minimum of what you have to offer. It does not have to be everything. It does not have to be to the extreme of, oh, I'm bringing you 1,000 roses every day. No, please, the fuck do not, because we gonna be giving them bitches away. Cause who the fuck finna have goddamn 37 fucking bouquets of 1,000 roses? Where the fuck is that shit supposed to go? Give me a mansion before you just go splurge on the fucking thousands of roses every fucking day. Okay, let's be smart about this shit. But I crack myself up because shit like that just be like, where do you think of stuff like this? But like, being honest, it's just really understanding who you are and your value and the value you add to other people. When I really paid attention to the value that I added to other people, fuck what people could give to me. Because that just wasn't even a thought in my mind. I just feel like beforehand, I used to just take whatever the fuck people had. I really didn't have expectations. I really didn't have much of anything to really look forward to coming from people, because that's just the way I grew up. Nobody around me did I grow up really enthusiastic about. Like, I didn't really, I, I didn't have role models growing up. Not, at least in my dynamic, my family dynamic, or the people around me. I really did not have role models growing up. I really don't ever think I had a role model. Like, that was one thing that I missed as a kid. I did not look up to anybody to be like growing up as a kid. I really was just, I've been winging life since I could understand what the fuck life was. Like, dead ass. I did not look at nobody's blueprint. I literally have been winging life for myself. Literally every thought that I've had, every move that I've made, nobody has influenced that but me. And that's sad to say, but at the same time, it empowers me, because that lets me know at the young age of 8, 9, when I really started thinking for myself and I really started making conscious decisions on who I was and wanted to be and how I wanted to maneuver. Although I was dealing with a lot of trauma back then, up until recently, these last 2 years, honestly. Um, I feel like even with the trauma then, for my brain at 8 to be processing the way that it was, in order for me to keep myself so strong, I was a bad motherfucker. And I mean that in the most humblest way. I was a bad motherfucker. I could really get the job done. Like, dead. Lock these damn doors back. This man talking about people coming in the house and shit. The hell. But I could really, really whip myself into shape. And honestly, I don't know what God's plan was for me, or even what his plan is now, just for the route that we're going. I feel like, had he actually put somebody in my life that was worth being a mentor or worth me looking up to and following, I wouldn't have experienced a lot of the things that I have experienced. And that is a big factor in who I am. So for that, I can say I'm grateful for not having a role model growing up, because then I wouldn't be this strong-willed individual that I am, with the knowledge that I have to its capacity at this age of 32, right? And that makes me so full of joy, because it's just like, I really been out here thugging, like, winging this life shit for the last 24 years consciously. Well, yeah, consciously and intentional at that level. But for the last 24 years, I've really been at this shit, like, really making decisions for myself as a human. And then at 16, for me and one other human being that I birthed. At 19, for me and two human beings. 23, for me and four. Like, by 25, no, I had him when I was 24. Yeah, right after my 24th birthday. So by the time I was 24, having Shy Shy, the awareness was so strong. It was so built up. Like, I just was in a different headspace. And I knew that I honestly was untouchable. Like, that's how I felt after I had Shy. Like, God, you didn't give me all five of these kids. Nisa's dad was passed away already. Zion's dad, we were going through our emotions then, so he was neither here nor there. Um, but he was around. He always had been around. He never left. Him and Anissa's dad, they have never disappeared. I think they would lose their mind if I ever tried to take these girls from them. Um, but he was around enough to be a parent, just not enough to really co-parent, if you get what I'm saying. So that was still all on me. By the time the twins got here, we all know their dad's a fucking dick. So, he's been ghost since the fucking day, since day one, honestly. And Shy's father is just, One of the biggest fucking mistakes of my life, if we being honest. And I hate to say that about that man because I loved the shit out of that man at once upon a time. I did. I loved the fuck out of him, but I feel like I loved our trauma bonding more than anything. I feel like that was the majority of our relationship was trauma bonding with each other, and then we became codependent, very codependent. At least I did. I became very codependent on him because he came in being super dad, like taking care of things when it came to the kids, allowing me to rest, just a whole lot of catering and nurturing to me that I didn't go. Mind you, I had just went through that pregnancy with the twins, and I went through that pregnancy entirely alone. So ain't no man touched me, ain't no man rubbed no feet, ain't nobody rubbing my belly or my back. None of that was taking place. So when I met Shy's dad and that man came in and we eventually moved in together, and this man was getting the kids ready for bed. Like he had them on a nightly routine, showers, bed, bottles, everything. That he was taking care of all of that. So that allowed me to let my guard down so early. And it wasn't a bad thing in the beginning. But when I got pregnant with Shy is when shit took a turn for the worse. It was just like he felt like he sealed the deal, like he locked in his spot. And from there it was just like a shit show. And I hate that. It was a fucking shit show. And I stayed around to participate in the fucking circus for 6 fucking years. I stayed around to participate in the circus. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was highly pissed with myself for a long time. And I think staying in that so long and not letting go and not shaking it off and not taking back control sooner made me fall deeper into a depression because how could I let myself get here? And then how could I let myself stay? Like, what are we really doing here? Why would I allow this to transpire in my life when I know better? I know I deserve better. I know I could get better. Like, I still had men knocking, mm, checking the DM, sliding through every now and again. You good? You straight? You need some company? Like, what's up? It was still men trying to slide in, and here I was dodging shit like no, got a man for what? For somebody who was dogging the shit out of me. That man was dragging me through the mud and I didn't even know. Okay, like literally dragging me through the mud and I didn't know. So sorry, y'all. When it really got down to the nitty gritty of deciding that I no longer wanted to be a people pleaser, that I no longer wanted to show up for people more than they show up for me, people didn't like that. And they're not gonna like it. But guess what? Fuck them people. Like heavy on the fuck them people. Because if people cannot understand that you need to step back and reevaluate your situation and make sure that you are eating first off of what the fuck you got going on, that you moving first off what the fuck you got going on, you feeling safe and secure first off what the fuck you got going on, what you're doing, what you're making happen, fuck them. That's just like my daughter. Oh my God, this girl's getting ready to turn 16 and she's sitting here spending all my money. Okay. Like I get it. We not having no big ass sweet 16 party because she don't wanna Jesus Christ. I'm going to bed after this. She don't want to. My mom's moving back up towards Atlanta from Valdosta. So that'll be happening before her birthday in September. And she doesn't want to travel all the way back down to Valdosta to have a sweet 16 party, which I don't understand why. If all your friends are down there, it would be nothing. Y'all know the area. We could just plan a party and get everything set up. She doesn't want to do that. All right, fine and dandy. She wants to go on a trip with three of her friends and her boyfriend and mom, all her siblings. We got to take my nephew because we don't leave him out of anything. And then my boyfriend's going. The Airbnb Miss Ma'am has picked, the Airbnb alone is $1,600. And she want to go to Universal Studios. 2 day passes for Universal Studios for 12 fucking people. Do y'all know that them tickets is like $300 a day? Damn near. I'm sorry, that might have been for the 2 days together. But what? So we talking the tickets I gotta pay for, well, that me and TJ would be paying for, would be the both of us, six kids. So eight fucking tickets. What's that? Eight times three, 24. I think it's 21. Yeah, 24. So another $2,400. So that's 16, 24. Where we at? 3K. That's just on room and tickets. We not talking about rather I'm flying. No, because I am flying. I'm not doing all that driving. So we're gonna fly into Atlanta. That's another three something for everybody's flight. So another 2,400. I'm sorry, another, take my oldest daughter and my nephew off because they already out there. So that's four kids. So that's six tickets. So another 1,800 on flights. Then to rent a Sprinter van because we're gonna drive to Florida from Atlanta. Bro, I haven't even calculated this motherfucking trip, this vacation up until now. My child got me spending at least 75K on a birthday. That's not including the car she wants for turning 16. I'm sorry, she wants the car for Christmas now because she don't get her license officially until December, and my mom's not gonna let her drive before then without an adult. So therefore, she's willing to wait on the car. Her words, not mine. Can I say I'm tired of children? Now, if we're gonna talk about people pleasing, this is one area of life that I have to get out of the fucking people pleasing because 75K, granted, that's like 2.5 months of work. Easy. If I didn't have other bills, that would be an easy stack and save spend real quick. But seeing as though I'm paying $1,600 in rent, I'm sorry, 750 with the split we're doing. So 750 towards bills. Nope, I take that back. A whole thousand because that's what we just whatever's extra is getting put up. So 1,000 towards bills every month. And you know what? I can't. Okay, let's just say that I can't. I can't. The fact that this kid is playing in my pocket like this is mad wild because if we doing this for 16 and Miss Ma'am is graduating high school a year early, that means this year is a Sweet 16 party. Next year is going to be junior prom because she gets to cut high school a year short already. So next year is going to be junior prom. The year after that is going to be senior prom. Sis has me so fucked up. And I can't tell her no because the motherfucker's grades are fucking top tier perfection. If I must say so my goddamn self. And that's being on two different dance teams, one being a travel team, so she's all over the motherfucking southeast coast. Like they travel all up and through there. And then she has a boyfriend and she's not fucking. Like she's still in. the girl's killing me because fuck up, please. Like, goddamn, give me a reason not to spend. Does anybody else have a damn near perfect kid that don't do shit and you just can't tell them no? Like, it's like I would be wrong to tell you no when you excel so well. I would literally feel bad to tell you no. So that's where I am with her, and that's why I say like people pleasing as a parent is completely different because the thing about it is these kids cannot give us what we're looking for from other adults. But what they do have to offer is by far the greatest thing above anything else. And that's because kids are amazing. Like, if I must say so myself, they are truly amazing. They're just minor assholes sometimes. And it's okay because we teach them to be that. Like, they need that duality balance in life to be an asshole here and there and to act like they have some sense. But with this kid, it's just like, damn, she really makes it hard for me to tell her no. And I really hate when I have to tell her no. That's why I know I gotta stay focused and I gotta stay on top of my game because they're older now. Like, this shit is down to the wire. When they're young and they're babies, it's easy. I feel like it was so much easier when they were young and they were babies because one, they couldn't critique me. Now I literally sit up and have conversations with my kids and tell them to grade my parenting. All of them. I used to do it very frequently and I really need to get back to doing it. I done fell off. I definitely need to get back to doing it. But I allow my kids to grade my parenting because one, I want to hear their thought process and how they view the decisions that I make and why I make those decisions. And then I'll explain to them, if they really understood what was going on or if I need to go into depth about what was really going on for them to understand. And I think that was a great thing for us because it gave us opportunity to really have conversations and get an understanding of one another. And my mama never did no shit like that. My mama didn't give a fuck what I thought about her parenting. She didn't care. Now that's why I tell her ass all the time now, you a good parent now. By all means, you pop your shit now. I love the way you parent my daughter. We co-parent. Amazing. Okay. I love that. But a parent for me, fuck no. We can hang that shit up to dry. I mean, she wasn't horrible, but definitely could have been better. She definitely could have asked more questions and got some advice. But she gonna kill me. She see this show. But I love y'all. That is my time tonight, and we will definitely check in next week on another episode of Simply Complicated Chats. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, and find me on Facebook and send me a friend request. Tanisha Marie. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.